Here is a strange and wonderful tale. As spoken in the strange dialect of the Gfuhëmanië, translation is affixed at the end by Daniel Scott Batten.
Ti Lëgendaë of Olaaghanae, Taëldaë by Descëndahntaë. Jed hereden a longen lesti talen about ut keblinens of Gfuhëmanië, nai strangen xua unfamiliari place schraudedren in kueld xua bitren wudes, buges xua ivil xua unknaun fantomes. Ti breven xua stupidren nai dairedren tutred utalong felut linaes of tese wudes, xua breven ren stuli intuti wudes, raer likamen ut hauti aliven. Ti vilas sjens nai leveden klösaitren tu these hauted sua devilishren hentur laendes kud hereden vilech sua disturbanren krenes echoen fru everi corner öfti forest. Somtimais nai wooden complainen of strangen sua beastli creatures klimbenedren ontu tair röfes, skrachedren onren tair windöhes sua bengen about tair laendes. Every full munne, these alien creatures of die denu hoods worden kamen soa stelen a waihi en hion naiste penren ut hautit hair humens soa dregen time in tuti heathra. Therai air constantren reports of these dragmeherks from these vicht thims left öllöver ti pleisa. Final hi, aifdren centures öv these disturbanren soa diskustanren vajen öv livha, ti braiven siantae nämedren Olaaghanae vaisited tese vilasensk soa hereden ti komplänensk soa ti hörostorias öv tese fain soa desperaitanren pöples. Soa nai venturedren depe into ti furisk soa wuhes brasserskjelk soa vuhden klub, nai maedren his vai into ti vuhdes. Muntaies tournedren into jahresk soa therae vesnosinjen öv ti breven soa sentli chiantae Olaaghanae. Soa everienit arund mad nichtae, Terai woden be a grechtae shaikaeng öv ti trehes, muvaedren liki waevs öv ti sea, tu soa frö, eb soa flö, liki a symfonae öv weterae soa wundu. Ovdren timhae ti förruh öv ti wuhdes shiftedren, xoa the populesae gruferlesae xoa startedren tu venturae into ti ahanse forbedren forest. Graitae bens öv civileiens woden gaterae xoa goedren into ti forest wuh pitchburnaeng lampse, Klubesk soa animae helse liki wuhelvest at haedren ben taemad soa oxenaes. Therae woden lukedren every cornedren ferti graitae shiantae Olaaghanae, xoa neverae foundren him. Therae didren kamentu find hae intuti centrae öv ti forest a grindaeg velachadiae, beutae helflauvers öv alhuesk soa couleurs, alsmellaesk soa parfumaes. Xoa aevdren timhae paesaedren, ti villagens maedren meriedansaes. Draincae leafae vaine maedren from ti nativae trehes, smöcaedren ti suden bachcae öv ti trehes, xoa saengedren joviael sungaes in memoriae öv terrae scientae Olaaghanae.
The Legend of Olaaghanae, told by a descendant of Gfuhëmanië. I once heard a tale long banished from the daylight about the goblins of Gfuhëmanië, twisted remnants of a realm forgotten. Their land was a stranger's breath in a cold dream, tangled woods and mournful bogs veiled by bitterness and haunted by shadows whose names were never spoken. The bold and the broken-hearted, both saint-like and foolhardy, dared step into those cursed outlines, some boldly deeper still. But rarely did they return to speak again, swallowed by the silence among the trees. The villagers closest to those haunted hinterlands whispered of strange cries spiraling through every crooked corner of the forest. Sometimes they spoke of beast-shaped things creeping onto rooftops, clawing at windows, pounding at their doors like the wind trying to remember its name. Every full moon, those alien things from the dead woods would come, not to greet, but to steal. They dragged the lonely and the curious from their homes into the heath, leaving only gouged trails like stories half erased across the soil. The land collected them, never answering. But then came a time, after centuries drenched in dread, when a giant appeared, brave, near divine in stature, named Olaaghanae. He crossed into the shivering villages and listened to their aching cries, their horror-stained stories, their longing. So he descended into the forest with a brass shield that caught moonlight like prophecy and a wooden club carved from thunder. He marched alone through the gloom, Months became years. The villagers saw no sign of him. Yet each midnight the forest trembled with a rhythm like waves. Trees swayed as if answering a song beneath the earth, water and wind in hidden symphony. And slowly, fear melted like wax beneath a flame. The people grew bold again. They ventured where none had dared. Great bands gathered with fire-lit lamps, tame wolves and oxen. They searched every bend, hoping for their giant, but he was never found. Instead, deep in the forest center, they discovered a garden, not of horror but of hush and bloom. Petals of every hue kissed the wind, perfumes curled in the air like old laughter. It was as if the forest itself had wept, then flowered. From then on they made merry, danced among the leaves, drank wine pressed from native trees, smoked the sweet bark, and sang songs bright with joy for their lost giant, their saint, Olaaghanae. His story not a tomb, but a hymn.